Hey everybody, it's Nick here from Crimson Medici, and I've got another song for you. Now this song you may be familiar with. This song is called You Light the Way, and it's actually a track that we released back in 2023. Gosh, do you remember that time? And Wendy and I have played it a number of times live, and we've done our gigs and that. It's always one of the tracks that we've kept in the set, because it was a good dance beat, and you know it's a good track. It's a good song. But in its current guise, we thought, I wonder if we could do something with it, kind of make it a little bit more rock orientated, which is essentially the new album, and we're going to perform this next year. You guys are going to see us play this live, and so we thought, well, there are some songs that we've written we think we could bring up to date in this new sound. So essentially adding some key live instrumentation to it, bass, guitars, drums. So I thought what I'd do is just sort of play you sort of elements of that in this video to sort of give you an idea of how I've done that. So first of all, on the screen you can see here, this is the original track, and there's lots and lots and lots of elements to it, and I won't go through all of it all now, just lots of synths, lots of different bass lines and so on. So what I'm going to do first is just going to sort of play the track to you, and for those of you that I'm sure you're familiar with this. So it starts with so you've got that sort of those sort of explosive sounds, and there was actually a drum beat that ran underneath that. And once that drum beat had sort of kicked in, you then ran into this bass line. Now, the musos in you will recognise that synth. That's a Korg M1 classic organ, number 17 for those real nerds out there. And the M1 organ was essentially made famous for Show Me Love. That was obviously that classic dance track at the very early 90s. That's when that synth came out. I've had the pleasure of owning one of those synths for years and years and years. And so I've always loved that bass line, such a great bass line. And so, inspired by Show Me Love and others, I wrote that bass line that's playing. So thinking, I can't get rid of that, that's just too cool. But I need to make it more rocky. And so I needed to write a bass line that suited that particular thing. So if I scroll down and I select the bass line. So we've got the bass now lined up, and the first thing to sort of think about is that this is an E, and so the actual riff, because it's written on a keyboard, goes down to the D. Now, any guitarist will go, well, unless you do drop D tuning, you can't have a D. So thankfully, of course, this is the power of technology, and I do have D. So that would be essentially a drop D tuned bass. So it means that the E string can go down to a D, meaning that essentially you then have the extra note to be able to play the riff. One of my old bands, good old Wayne, if you're watching, I remember you had to hit a drop C, which was for Vogue, if I remember right. I always remember that was a tremendous bass line to get right, and you had to do a drop C, if I remember right. Anyway, so here we go. So we've got that playing, and I'm thinking, well, how can we deal with that? And how can we enhance that bass that's already playing? So if I just now play it. Now, the first thing I wanted to do was I needed to replicate the sort of the riff, but making it more of a rock riff. So it's just subtle. Just take a little bit. So it's just a subtle sort of dum 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 da da dum dum dum. So it gives it that sort of driving force, but without getting away from the da da da. So I wanted to make sure that was in there. And then there was also a sort of an uplift, and if I just so you kind of, again, you hear there's some sort of timing issue there which I need to sort out. Okay, so there's that. Then we wanted to go into the guitars, and so if I now think about, well, I want the guitars to pretty much mirror what the bass line is doing. It's got to sort of chug, junk, 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 without, again, detracting from the main rhythm. So the sort of pinky, purpley, mauvely colour there is the guitars. So I'm going to bring that in. So far, so good. Really starting to feel like that's doing something. So now what I want to do is I want to bring in the drums. And as I've sort of gone through before, I've played drums I play drums anyway, and I've been a drummer since 2000. I'm trying to get my dates right. 2000 I started drumming, and so this amazing piece of software is just a fantastic. So I've got my fingers, I've got a tremendous bit of well, I've got quite a lot of patience to make sure that I get this right. And so here's now where I'm going to start it. So if I just will get rid of that for a minute, and then unmute it, and love that. Love that open hi-hats. It's great. It's a great feel, and I miss my drum kit because of that. I love that sort of thing. So bring it in. Open hi-hat. It's got a real sort of nice chugging feel to it. So now let's bring in sort of the chorus. Fantastic. So it's just it just gives the track now a different feel, and I'm going to jump right to the end because there's a little bit of program still to be done on this track, and I've been too eager to sort of show it to you, but wanted to just show you the outro, because this is sort of how I imagine, sort of if I was rock drumming, this is how I'd imagine the ending to be. So if I'm just going to bring it in here. There you go, a reimagined You Light the Way, and we'll be bringing that to you next year. Hopefully we'll be gigging May time, I'm hoping. So there you go, another video from me, You Light the Way. Hope you enjoyed that, and thanks for watching.